I was reading Job 12, and it says, "Doubtless you are the only people who matter, and wisdom will die with you." It's like a statement, right? But I have a mind as well as you. I am not inferior to you. And it talks about being laughed at and people kind of just pretty much being ignorant. Um, why is this a good? In fact, I opened the Bible and it came to that page when I opened it. But things that came to mind before I even was thinking about the scriptures um, was how much misinformation there is in this world. That there are many sources of misinformation, and things that we think is true or we commit to and believe that is a fact and is not a fact. And so I fail to know everything. I don't know much things, but I do ask a lot of questions. And so I was looking at a lot of these world leaders, and Milei from Argentina, um, not a Jew, not a real Jew, but he's a Jew out of convenience, if that makes any sense. Um, what people do is they choose ideologies in order to gain the popular vote, to gain um, support in their effort to become politically popular. I hate to say it, but we have it here in the U.S. as well. We have a president and vice president that claim Christianity, but they don't act it. You don't see the behavior. You don't see the results or the receipts of being a good Christian. Then I'm doing more research, and you know what? Somebody not too long ago brought up a colleague brought up something with reference to the Mossad and the Jewish influence in Mexico. And I was like, why would the Mossad and Israel be so involved in Mexico? And it's been going on for years. In fact, a lot of the tactics, Mexican police tactics and intelligence tactics, are born from Israel. Um, Something that's quite interesting because we're starting to see it here in the U.S. as well. But something I didn't know, and I have a question. Maybe someone can answer this question: is President Sheinbaum related to Netanyahu? Um, they're from the same family background and from the same, like, if you look at their bloodlines as it's being produced, when I say misinformation, right? But it's all over the internet that they're from, it looks like the same place. Their family or grandparents or parents are from the same places in either Lithuania, Poland, or that part of Europe. And they appear to be the same, of the same tribe, Jewish tribe. So, what does that tell us? And here we are. We see a lot of this debate and sparring on the media with reference to this president and that president and this and that. But in all truthfulness, is Israel running Mexico? Um, or is President Sheinbaum her authentic self and she just does things, you know, as a good president, because I honestly, I like her, but I don't like her politics because I don't believe any socialist or communist government will survive. It's just not possible, and that's where you get this whole cartel or oligarch thing. Um, because socialist and communist governments are a fantasy, and you got to get the money, the resources from somebody to give it to somebody. You know, so my thoughts. Maybe you can answer this question. If you look at President Sheinbaum's lineage and background, and you look at Netanyahu, are they cousins? And does this have a severe influence with reference to how Mexico does business, not only with the U.S. but around the world? And so, is Mexico protected, or is Mexico submissive to Israel or people that are connected with Israel? It's just a question worth asking. Um, Remember, she's the first non-Catholic woman president of Mexico, and it was as a result of the former president pushing pushing her into that position, and his motivation to make Mexico more socialist and more communist, um, which still to this day it's still failing. They're still having these problems. So, talk to you guys soon, and I look forward to your input.